Hi everybody, it's Andrea, aka Violet Kitty 411, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who has been engaging with comments, likes, and subscribing. It does make this project much more fun when I am working with an engaged audience. So today we are back in Riverblossom Hills. It's raining because once you add seasons, whatever the weather condition is in the last house you saved will be the weather condition you see from the neighborhood. And it was raining in the Greenman house when I finished designing it and playing them while they entered their house. So today's client is actually the McGreggor house, and I am motivated to song. Lloyd McGregor has a farm and an orchard, ho. Will he be so focused on gardening that he forgets to cultivate his friendships in Riverblossom Hills? And my backup was Daisy. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So let's check it out. So here we have Lloyd McGregor, who has a Scottish first name, the Irish spelling of his last name, and he's wearing a kilt. So I'm a little bit confused. Maybe this is Nova Scotia. I don't know. Lloyd comes from a long line of farmers. He left his homeland to start his own farm, but will he be able to run it without the help of his friends and family? Okay, so that's my Irish accent. So here we are. Lloyd has actually a little bit of a, well, he has a, Chloe Shikaboo has a little bit of a crush on him. And he is friends with Gabe O'Mackey. Again, that's an Irish spelling, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. And in the house, there is a mixture of things that are new and old. So what I'm actually going to be doing is putting the things that are old, and that pretty much most things that were not shipped with the expansion, with the season's expansion pack, and then I will be evicting him. So over here we have a barn that has an attic that is only useful to basically, I think we could stick an easel in here, but then of course he's got the weather exposure, so that wouldn't be very useful, but that's pretty much the only thing. He can go fishing over here. The barn actually has pens for animals that we do not have. Okay, I'm just saying, no animals. I've got animals, but there are no animals in the actual game. And over here we've got, let's change this to this so you can see, turn it to daylight. Okay, so we do have our farm over here, orchard over here, and an adequate size footprint. So the house actually itself is pretty good, and of course I'll be able to make some changes, but I'm not displeased with the house. So like I said, I'm going to be putting anything that has already depreciated into his inventory, and then I will be evicting him. So now that I have everything stowed in his inventory, I have the lot value of $57,984. That's the rough lot value we're going to be going to with the redesign. And real quick from the neighborhood, I have 2 balloons plus a pig all flying. I'm excited about that. I did see 2 pigs the other day. That was really exciting. Now, when you enter a house that was last nighttime when you saved it, it will be night when you enter it, but that's okay. It's just an interesting factoid, although it does not calculate for weather, so that's fine. That's all I need. Actually, take that back, it does calculate for weather because these trees are clearly actually in hibernation. That's fine. So the first thing we're going to do is completely fill this up, although I don't like the dimensions because it is 7 by, what is this, 6 by 7, so we're going to actually increase it to 6 by 8 because I do like it to be an even number just because of the sprinklers. And actually we will replace those steel fences with the white picket fence for 2 reasons. Number one, I think it fits the, actually not the white, the natural. I think it fits the theme better. But number two, it's actually going to be less expensive. And where you can save money is important, right? Okay, right like that. And fill that in. And we will put the gate in using the move objects on, because they can garden at the plot where a gate is. Let's see. This one unfortunately doesn't come in other colors, and I dislike that, but okay, there we go. Right like that. Now regarding the house, I really kind of like it. I do. There are things that we're going to do that to change it up a little bit, but I really don't hate it. So that's good. I am going to make it a little bit more European, a European farmhouse, by giving it a stone exterior. And I'm also going to use the Seasons shuttered windows instead of the base game shuttered windows, because I feel like they're less formal looking, and I think a less formal is definitely going to be better. Now I am actually going to lose out a little money because these windows have all depreciated, and I'm okay with that just because I would rather go for the less formal. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that with the interior, with the pine, the blue exterior with the pine interior. It just looks better, especially because we already have that storm door right like that. And I'm going to hunt for a mod that can put windows and doors on half or quarter tiles, because I would love that. I would absolutely love that. And we will also go ahead and replace the railing and these uprights, the columns, with a column that already, or fencing that already has the columns, just to streamline that. And I felt the white was too stark, so I went with a much more natural look, as I just feel like it added something. And we're trying to go for rustic and homey here. And now let's get down to the nitty-gritty of designing the house. I'm sure you're aware that I will absolutely be including a basement, as I always do, because you know I do love a basement, if for no other reason, because I can. All right, so there we go. Hammer it away, and then, and while it's not a huge basement, it is a basement, and that's really good for doing things like canning, toy making, sewing, whatever. I mean, not that we do any canning. I wish we did. That would be awesome. I do actually have a couple mods that are kind of similar. And anyone that's been watching my videos for a while is probably going to guess that I am going to use the spiral staircase. And if you guessed that, you get a cookie. And I did try the adding the wall perpendicular trick to the foundation for an archway, and as much as I was excited about that, it did not work. That's okay. I can still exit to the neighborhood and it will still work. So that's really all that matters. And that perpendicular wall trick sometimes works with a door, but sometimes it doesn't. I guess it just depends on how I'm using it. But that's okay. I will still have the ability to exit to the neighborhood and have it fix itself. Now I am going to go ahead and create a centrally located powder room here instead of over here where it was, which wasn't terrible, but I'm going to put it here because that helps delineate the space, as this is the kitchen, this is the general living room. It just delineates the space, plus it also establishes the central location, easier to access. And from a very real interior design point of view, it's keeping the plumbing all in a relatively close area, both on the ground floor and when I do the bathroom upstairs, up here too. Now, obviously in small builds, the less space you can waste, the better. So we're gonna have a 2x3 here, One moment. And another 2x3 bathroom here. So we have now added a second bathroom, full bathroom, that we didn't have before. And instead of using these half walls here like I do, I'm gonna actually just, oh, that's right, I have to move this guy because I'm gonna put a full wall right here. And I'm going to keep the same bedroom spaces. Not because I was influenced, but honestly, it was not a terrible layout. But this way I will be able to gain entrance through here, here for the bathroom, and here for the main room. And this will be 2 bedrooms because Lloyd had an office up here, but we're going to go ahead and keep the office space downstairs. Now, I know I usually strip the walls first, but I legitimately did not hate this, and I wanted to keep the same feel for this space, so I decided that I would not strip the walls first before I did this, as it would just keep the same feel. That was where I was going with this thought process. Really, it was. Now, I am actually going to change the purpose. This is not going to be the kitchen dining room area. This will be a little kitchen area with the dining here and some family space here. But in a farmhouse, the kitchen is the heart of the home, very clearly the heart of the home. And also, this is taking from an Amish point of view. One room will be a lot of windows for Bible reading in the evening, a Western facing. So we're going to pretend that this is a Western facing room, just well lit, a little bit 19th century. Okay, work with me here because, yeah, I'm feeling pretty simple for Lloyd. And getting back to the exterior, I find all these bushes way too manicured for a farm life. Just saying. So we will actually replace them with the castaway bushes that are less expensive. Now, as far as this barn, I actually like it, but it serves absolutely no purpose. So we're going to see if we can give it a little more purpose. So I just had a terrifying moment when my screen went absolutely black and I didn't know how to close it. I was afraid that I was going to lose what I've done so far or my recording. It was actually associated with the recorder, and when I managed to exit out, save my work so far, that's cool. But then when I pulled it up, there was still something funky with my recorder, so I had to restart my computer. And right now, EA app is doing funky things, and I am not sure what's going on, but I can't get my EA app going at all, which means I can't actually access my Sims 4, and I'm very lucky that I can access my Sims 2. Anyway, I am going to find a way to use this barn, but we do have to make it a little bit bigger in order to do so, which is not a problem. And let's set our lighting to day, please. And then we will figure something out as to what I am going to do with the barn. We will do something with it, absolutely, because I like the idea. I've built a barn before, and so we're going to do something else. I am actually going to emulate this neighborhood decoration right here. So we're going to do a second floor that looks like this. And then I will do a shed roof. We're not sure how well this is going to work, but work with me here. I'm trying. One right there. And one right there, and we are going to set them to their maximum, hopefully. Can't be higher than 59 degrees. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. All right. That's our maximum. That's kind of whiny. Okay. And then we will do another shed roof here. and we will set it to the minimum of 15 degrees. All right, that looks good. Let's go ahead and do this. And we will do a couple other roofings right along there. All right, so we'll do the low gabled roof, and we will set it to our lowest possible, just to give, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. Well, maybe more than 15. Let's see, let's give it 20. Okay, not perfect, but that's what we're getting. And in an effort to conceal this a little bit, I am actually going to paint these side walls as close to the color of the roof as I can find. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it is what I've done, and it's what's going to happen for the time being. I did look up a tutorial to possibly make a curved roof, and it does use the constrained floor elevation cheat as I surmised it would, but it's too much effort and I don't want to do it right now. Maybe I'll learn how to do it, but not right now. And now let's create pens for the animals that we don't have. These will be the smaller animals right here, and these will be the bigger animals right here. That being said, I actually do have animals, and we're going to include some of them. Actually, we're going to go that far back. Okay, there we go. And now that I've got my gates down, I could actually use this invisible fence right here. It's the wrought iron, a recolor of it. That would be nice. Or I could just use this right here. I think I'll use this right here because I like the idea of my animals staying put. Not gonna lie. And now I'm going to restart my game and hope that I can get it back on, since the EA app is currently being so awesome. All right, so I'll be back, hopefully. And before I do, I'd like to point out that the roof slope angle tool, I don't believe was actually included until Making Magic, or not Making Magic, Apartment Life, but it was used here, the roof slope angle chooser. Because I just dropped this one, but this one is clearly below 45 degrees. So anyway, I'll be back. Now I'm looking for something. I'm hoping I find it in here. Yes, it is. We are going to add a staircase, or not a staircase, a ladder. And I don't know how well it works, but I just feel like this should have a ladder. And now that I've got my ladder placed, I'm just going to go ahead and delete the flooring here, because now we officially have a hayloft, the way a hayloft should be in a barn. I'm just saying, a barn needs an actual hayloft, right? So if you're going to have a barn, shouldn't you do something with it? I mean, seriously? Now let's go ahead and furnish the house, and I will be back. Okay, a little bit of a pro tip. If you are using the set quarter tile placement and you're wanting to make sure that your table fits, just plop down one of these 4 square linoleums so you have a guide, because you can always just remove it afterwards. Okay, let's take a look-see at our little farm. I did drop the roof here, but this one didn't need to be dropped. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that tool was released with Apartment Life. They were able to use it themselves. Anyway, so I replaced the railing to give it a more clean line here, gave it the castaway bushes, which were less expensive. Of course, we kept the ambrosial trees, and I also expanded the garden so he could earn the skills better. Here we have a water wheel. I actually have a few of these in my game, and this may or may not be a treadmill, so we will check, but it's supposed to reduce electricity bills. Of course, I did spend quite a bit of time expanding the barn so it looks like a real usable barn. And we do have the beds for sheep, goat, pig, donkey, cow, horse, and over here I have a slaughtering table. And the graphics are, it's not really graphic, it's fine, it's fine. In the basement, I left it very natural, naked walls and dirt, just because it seemed appropriate. and I can't really afford anything else anyway, but I just felt like this would be where you put up your canning and things like that. The kitchen is very clean, very country. I used most of the same stuff. I put placeholders in place for the things I know I put in his inventory, like a refrigerator. I replaced the extremely expensive fireplace with this one from Bon Voyage, gave it a complete surround. Again, placeholder furniture here for what I know he has in his inventory. But also, in addition to the kitchen being the heart of the home, it really should be where the fireplace is. Just, you know, old-timey. They cook on fireplaces, they stoke it, everything. The powder room is pretty much identical to what it was, except it's in a different location. Now we've got a functional family room with seating and a place for the desk that I know is in his inventory, as well as a chess table right there. At the top of the spiral stairs, there's an immediate door for one of the powder rooms. Over here is Lloyd's bedroom, and the door to the second bedroom here. I did not decorate the second bedroom because I ran out of money, figured Lloyd could purchase it later after Cleo convinces him that it's love. And I did upgrade his bedroom to a better quality bed because he's a farmer and he needs his sleep because it's hard work. It really is. I did consider expanding the basement under here as well as under the front porch, but I decided to leave it simple, that the basement is pretty much strictly for storage and doing things like you know, canning and things like that, which I actually have some things like that as custom content. I don't have a lot of custom content, but if I do, it's to make things kind of countrified and farmy, because that's the kind of custom content I like. Anyway, let's put Lloyd in it. Okay, Lloyd has 60,484 and the lot sells for 58,269. Plus, eventually I'm also going to add Sarah and Danny Crittur to his house, but we'll do that a little bit later. Do we want to buy it? Yes, we do. And it is a snowy, cold day, and why don't you make a snowman? That sounds like a fantastic idea. Okay, so even though this particular wheel says that it offers body, there is no interaction. That's fine. Okay, now do we want to combine the Crittur household with the McGreggor household? Yes, because Danny and Sarah need some place to go. And check out the family portrait. We love that for them. Now we're going to reach into Lloyd's pocket and replace everything that we've got in there. And having replaced everything, he is now actually up from where he was when we started. There are almost no decorative items in his home because, you know, those are the last things that we worry about. But let's go ahead and check out that loft. And the dogs are barking, but hey, yeah, why don't you go check that out? I'm looking forward to seeing this animation. Oh, that works very nicely. And he asked for a sculpture and a painting, so I gave them to him, but I'm going to stick those in his pocket and sell them so he can ask for them at a later date, but keep the points. All right, why don't you scold Danny for destroying the furniture, and we will also buy some dog stuff, and then we will actually scold her as well. Seriously, dogs? Okay, scolding. All right, yep, and now, and scold, 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 scold. Bad girl. Oh, and they're growling at each other. They're supposed to be in love. And look at my water wheel go. I'm loving it. I love it. And why don't you praise your dogs? You're a farmer. You should have dogs. Rod Humble leaving it at the, yeah, right there at the barn. I love that. Although sim pets are actually impervious to weather, as far as I know, I don't like them being outside, so we will go ahead and give them beds downstairs. And how about a couple of feeders and everything else dogs need? Why don't you fill those bowls? And I don't know if you can, nope, Nope, there's no calling them. Okay, where's our dogs? Okay, let's actually praise them for playfulness because we love that. We love playful dogs. Good job. Do dogs go down spiral stairs? I can't remember. Danny's got shake, speak, dig dirt pile, dig in trash, eat trash, get on furniture, roll in trash. And Sarah has speak, eat trash, or get on furniture. That makes sense considering they were strays. We've got 2 visitors. Let's go greet them. Let's greet LaShawn with a fake out. And then everyone else gets a kiss, kiss, darling. Ooh, she got 1,000 points. Great. Hi, Morty. And now why don't you give each of your dogs some treats? And you know, I'm probably not going to get every bit of livestock, but let's buy a stallion. Why not? And let's ride our stallion because we can. Bareback in the stall. That's very exciting. Okay, let's actually, yep. That's from Affinity Sims. I'll link it in the description below. Okay, though he did get stuck on the riding, and I have used the horses before, but let's clean and, okay, well, we apparently can't do that. All right, well, it's not a perfect thing, but it's mostly about the looks as it's poking its head through. Okay, we love that. That's fine. It's grazing outside. That's great. You know what? Not enamored with it. Just gonna sell it. Do I want to sell this horse? Yes. Okay, that's fine. I think that's going to be great for Mr. McGregor. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you soon in the pixelated world, and that's all I have to say. BK out.